Yamacon!
What is up, everybody? It is Jimmy G in the place to be, bringing you to Yamacon with the good, the bad, the awesome. So if this is your first time here, go ahead, like and subscribe. If you've been here before, thank you. But we're getting ready to be a part of a 3-day convention where we're going to see lions, tigers, bears, cosplayers, all sorts of cool stuff, and going to do some panels, some autographs, all that good stuff. So you're coming with us. So we're going to have some fun today. So let's do it.
Look at all the stuff. It's heaven. Wow.
The other cool thing that I love about conventions is everyone is so accepting. I mean, this is a place where you can go, you can dress how you want. No one makes fun of your costumes. No one makes fun of you wearing a costume or a cosplay, and just everyone just thinks it's so cool. I mean, this is the one place that I get to see my daughter just come out of her shell and really just kind of shine here, because I mean, she's an introvert at heart, but this is a place where she can kind of pretend to be someone else, which is really, really cool. I think that's awesome about conventions, and especially anime conventions. So, but yeah, let's continue looking around. Let's have some fun.
Dill Pickle.
This was Pickle.
He's the most majestic cat on earth.
Anything you want to say?
Keep it pimpin' strong. Remember, keep that pimpin' strong. Whenever you call me, just say my whole name. A pimp name, Slickback, and that includes a pimp name part every time you say my name.
What do you think Broly's thinking right now?
What is
desperately thinking right now. Maybe not much, maybe just fighting and stuff, growling and shouting and stuff. I think you might be thinking about nothing but Kakarot and crushing him, destroying him. Kakarot, I'm gonna kill you, Kakarot. I'm gonna destroy you, Kakarot. I don't think I like you very much, Kakarot.
Hi, I was wondering if you could just describe what an average day in your life looks like.
Oh my goodness. Average day? Everything just feels sad to me. It's not too sad. It might be okay. Alright, An average day in my life goes something like this, something like this. The sun comes up, the birds start singing. And I'm still asleep. I'm still asleep. The alarm goes off, and I turn it off. And then 5 minutes later, the other alarm goes off, and I turn that one off as well. And then 5 more minutes later, the other one goes off, and then I'm like, what time is it? Oh yeah, it's time to get up and go to work in a booth where I talk and make voices for different characters like Ichigo. I hope that you know Ichigo. We aren't done with it, we got another batch coming, but I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about. NDA, hey. So here's the part where I just spill it all, but NDA. But NDA, I can't wait to tell you the things I'm working on, but I can't, because then I don't know what would happen, but something bad, I'm sure. They would probably yell at me, and that would make me sad. But it would just be sad. That's about it. But let's be glad that I don't spoil anything like some other people do, like other people do. I keep my mouth shut unless you ask me to sing about it, and then nothing but nonsense coming out. Nothing but nonsense. That's about it. Snooze more.
Hi! I'm so happy to get to talk to you again.
Hey, nice to see you.
Good to see you too. You voice one of my favorite characters of all time. I already told you, Yumiko from Kakege. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. What was it like being able to voice Yumiko, and what was it like trying to I guess get into the part of playing her, and how did that even come about? How did you even get to voice her?
So Yumiko, if those of you who don't know, Kakagurui is a very tame show about gambling. You know, it's totally super chill. And so most of the time for the jobs that I do, I audition for almost everything. Every once in a while, a studio that I've worked at before will send an audition that I did for something else for a new project. And that's what happened with this one. They sent a previous audition that I'd sent in for a completely different show to the creators, and they were like, hey, she sent this in for something else, but I think she would be good for Yumiko. What do you guys think? And they were like, yeah. And so I got the email being like, hey, congratulations, you were cast as the lead in this really super tame gambling show. And I was like, okay. So I looked up the trailer and I was like, oh, very tame, super, yeah. So I went in and the casting director was like, hi, so I just want to make sure, did you like look up the show? I was like, yeah, I did. She was like, okay, cool, because your character, she really likes gambling. Like, she really likes it. And I was like, okay, cool. As long as it doesn't enter into, like, my character doesn't do anything, you know, like, hentai or anything. She was like, no, it's not hentai. And I was like, okay, cool. And so I was like, cool. So I went in to record, and I had never worked with the director before, which is Steve Staley. And so I was kind of nervous that my first impression on him was going to be me being a psychopath. And the beginning of the first episode, Yumiko seems super normal. She's just like, hi, I'm a sweet high school girl, regular. Wow, what a cool school that we're going to. And then it's like at the end of the first episode when she reveals her true colors of how much she loves gambling. So we got to that scene, and he was like, all right, let's do this scene, and then I have to take the scene and go to the casting director and have her review it and make sure it's good, because this is like the big moment, you know, for your character in the first episode. And I was like, okay. So we did the scene, and then he left for like 3 minutes, and I was just standing in the booth like, I hope it's okay. I think I was like very red after the first scene. And then he came back and he was like, it was great, she loved it, all right, let's keep going. And then after that I was like, okay, great. And then I just had fun with the rest of the show, because I was like, okay, perfect, now I know where we're going with this, it's gonna be great. And yeah, I love that show. I'm really hoping we do a season 3 at some point. The way season 2 ended, it really felt like it was gonna be season 3 coming up, and then they haven't done it yet, so fingers crossed. But I love Yumiko. She's very, it's a good way to like let off some craziness in the booth. There are certain characters where I'm like, great, I don't have to go to therapy this week because I'm just gonna scream in the booth and it's gonna be awesome. So, and she's one of those. Thank you.
I love you so much.
Thank you.
All right, went to Johnny Young Bosch's music Q&A. This is the first time I've seen that kind of panel where you ask a question and he sings his answer. It was hilarious, as you can see from one of the clips there. It was just so funny. Johnny Young Bosch, very cool guy, very personable, very awesome. He's been in a lot of stuff. I mean, he was the Black Power Ranger. He's Tomioka. I also got his autograph on this pop here, so really, really cool. So we also did Erica Harlacher's, which you saw some clip of too, and she's really great too. It's really cool meeting these voice actors. They're really down to earth, and they're really appreciative of the fans. And so that's what's been really cool about Yamacon. It's just everyone is very, very cool, very awesome. is late at night and there's still people here. We're having a good time, and I just lucked into Bryce Papenbrook's line. I thought I was gonna have to wait a long time, but I only waited like 2 minutes, and so I've got my collection complete. You can see it right here. I'll put a picture of it in there. But we're gonna continue looking around. I mean, if you're here, they've got stuff for everybody. There's homemade stuff, there's stuffies, there's statues, there's action figures, there's cosplay, there's all sorts of things, arcade games. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna make it happen. So let's do it.
For Demon Slayer specifically, what was that audition process like?
Yeah, I guess pretty typical. They send you the sides. I auditioned for
Tell them what sides are.
Oh, yes. Sides are like a little snippet of what your character will say. Sometimes a picture of the character, sometimes a description. And sometimes they really know what they're looking for, and sometimes they don't. Like, I read a lot of stuff where it just says, kid, 16. Well, that could be anything. But for this particular audition, I read for Manjaro, or whatever his name is, and Inosuke. When I heard a sample of the seiyuu for Inosuke, it's Matsuoka-san, I had heard his voice a lot because he also plays Kirito. So I connected to the character right away, gave it everything I could, and was so happy that feral insaneness really came through.
I love that. And a healthy outlet for it as well.
Exactly. Yeah, it wasn't until I did something a little bit different in the audition, and even in the very first trailer for Demon Slayer, then we actually landed on for the character, because I discovered some tricks to help me kind of maintain the voice, and I'll teach them to you guys, because you should try them out. So the first thing I do when I go into the studio is I get in my car, sit in traffic, and then I try to make eye contact with other drivers and just laugh like Inosuke. Yeah, so just... and they're stuck right next to me, and I watch them squirm to try to get away from me. So that's your first vocal warm-up, right? Then you get to the studio, okay? You find the coffee machine, and you press the wrong buttons, right? So what you want to do is get about a 1 ounce pour for a 6 ounce cup, like black sludge in the cup, like so dark and disgusting that it makes you angry, right? So then you have this black cup of tar, go into the booth and you take a sip and you're just like, and that's Inosuke. What's wrong?
I feel like you might have discovered Inosuke's actual morning routine.
Yes, that's it. That really is.
How about you, Jack?
What is my morning routine?
Yes, what is your morning routine? No, what is Tanjiro's morning routine?
So, I wake up in a cold sweat from the screams of Inosuke in my nightmares, yelling different names that aren't Tanjiro, but they're definitely
correct names.
And then you're driving into work and some guy's just staring at you laughing, you know?
Yes, some guy just staring at me, laughing maniacally in bumper-to-bumper traffic in Los Angeles. So I'm looking at this man for the next 2 hours as we slowly drive for 2 miles to get to work. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I don't know, I go in, I try to think of Tanjiro as, I mean, obviously, he's just a very selfless character. He's just a great role model and such a hero, so I always try to put that in my performance and my reads and think about the real reason why things are happening in the show and what he's ultimately fighting for, which is to, you know, turn Nezuko back into a human.
Sure. How did your audition go for him?
Oh yeah, right. I had multiple auditions. It was a pretty typical process. I think the casting director, like beforehand, had given me a heads up, like, hey, I'm sending you some auditions or something, because I was in the studio working on another project that day, so she just wanted to remind me, or maybe she really wanted to hear my reads on, you know, these characters. I sent in an audition for Tanjiro. I think I sent in one for Inosuke too, and Zenitsu, but I definitely didn't try too hard on the Inosuke one, because I was like, there is just no way I could get my voice to like be this gravelly.
Well, if you don't like coffee, you know.
Yeah.
You didn't know the trick.
I didn't know about the sludge. Next time.
I didn't know about the sludge.
Very important. But yeah, just auditioned for all three, and then I got a call, I think a few weeks later, and they're like, yeah, do you want to come in and start recording the first episode for Tanjiro? And I'm like, sure. And yeah, rest is history.
See, I had to wait forever, because Inosuke really takes his time to show up. So we recorded that trailer, and then it was just radio silence for months. And like, I was so excited to start, and then nothing came. So I just listened to the opening theme song like 1,000 times, just reminding myself, like, this is coming.
They do that too.
Yeah.
Just got out of the Demon Slayer panel with Bryce and Zach, and there's little Nezuko. Just got out. It was awesome. I'd never laughed so hard. I will post that panel on a separate video. I've recorded the whole thing, but y'all saw some clips of it. Very, very funny. Those people are super amazing. If you're not watching that show, it's very, very cool. And Bryce Papenbrook, he's the voice of Eren Yeager, also in Attack on Titan, and all sorts of good stuff. And did you like that panel?
Yeah.
It was really good. So we got a few more things we're gonna do, and then we'll probably call it a day today. I gotta get an autograph and all that good stuff. Taking a little break just to show you some things that I got, that I picked up. Who knew? And then there's my daughter getting in the frame. For someone who doesn't like to be on camera, she likes to be on camera. So who knew at an anime convention I would find Transformers? So I was able to pick up the Collector Iron Factory right there. Awesome. Actually, I got this, and then this little gem. It's a mint on card
so
GoBots.
Crusty.
It is the Loco GoBots enemy robot train. Both of them. I mean, he had a price for $25 for this and $85 for this. I got them both for $75. So that's a really, really good deal. I think I've been looking on eBay, and I saw one person selling one that was mint on card that was in worse condition than this for like $100. And then of course I got Figure Arts Fushiguro and a Figure Arts Nobara Kugasaki. These came from Utopia Toys. Thank you, Utopia Toys. If y'all don't know about them, go visit them. But those were a few things that I got. So yeah, Transformers and GoBots at an anime convention. So very, very cool. And then we got all the autographs that we wanted to get to as well, so that's been good. So it's been a successful convention.
Yeah.
We spent lots of money.
After
we ate some good and bad food.
After a voice actor canceled for a convention we were going to and didn't go to another convention, we finally saw her. Yeah.
Who?
I actually have no idea how to pronounce her name, because how they pronounced it in the panel was like different. You say it.
Is it Erica?
Yeah.
Erica Harlicher?
They said Harlicher or something like
Harlicher?
that.
Harlicher?
Who knows?
But voice of Venti from Genshin Impact, as well as the voice of
Shinobu from Demon Slayer,
and the voice of Kurapika from Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter.
It's right. All right. Is it Hunter x Hunter or Hunter x Hunter? You tell me.
It doesn't care how you say it, man.
Doesn't care. It doesn't.
Or it doesn't matter. I meant that. Sorry.
But yeah, we'll continue looking around and stuff. We're in another area of the convention that is all gaming, and so on the right of me we have video games and things like that, and then over here is all board games and stuff like that. So there's a bunch of tables you can sit at, and there are board games at the tables that you can play. Just kind of have some fun. And then they have big old big games there. But the one thing I would have to say for this convention that is the food. So the vendors that they have here for food, I mean, the food is I would say kind of on par with concession food or school cafeteria food. And you can't, at the LeConte Center, you can't bring your own food in. Where there's a will.
We stuck sandwiches in yesterday.
Shh. You can tell the little erase that from your memory. LeConte Center people, you didn't hear us say that. Yeah, you couldn't. But the cool thing is here at the LeConte Center is right across. There's the island that has a bunch of restaurants, and there's restaurants all over the place in Pigeon Forge. So yeah, you're not gonna go hungry. Now you will go hungry if you're eating here. I bet water. About 2 things of water, and it was $7. So I thought I was at Disney World again. And it wasn't even like Aquafina or any of that kind of stuff. It was just generic water. All that. So, but excited. I need to get Yuji Itadori so I can get the Sakuna stuff. So I need to find him. So these are a pretty decent price that I got these at. But my wife, she picked up original watercolor of Kermit and Tiny Tim from the Muppet Christmas Carol.
It did.
So, but yeah. And then my kids got some cool stuff too. So I'm out of money. And so let's just go look at some more cosplayers, all that good stuff.
Sakuna face in this?
All right, let's do it. Another thing I love as you roam the vendor floor is all the original artwork and pieces and crafts and things that you see. I mean, people put their heart and soul in this. That's what's really cool, that you can support your local artists, support vendors and artists and things like that. Now there's all the cool other stuff that you can buy that are import and things like that. But nothing like getting something that someone made, someone put their heart and soul in, and really that's something that expresses who they are. And so that's what's something that's cool in all conventions, but especially here, it's got some really, really cool stuff that you can see. Some art, some statues, some 3D printed things, some stickers and things like that. People who have started maybe just their own business when they were just a hobby for them, like as a kid, and it's basically started. That's the one with the catfish. I mean, she started as a girl just drawing stuff, and now she's at conventions selling her stuff. It's really, really cool. And so check out these conventions.
I'm keeping my Etsy shop.
It was like, please buy from my website so I don't have to pay Etsy. Awesome.
Honestly, I'm fine with either one, because it's like Etsy has a higher fee, but at the same time they have so many conveniences. So,
You don't have to worry about like the tax part.
Especially when it's with like international shipping, it's so much easier on Etsy.
Oh, I bet.
So
Yeah, the one I just was telling you about, Bittersweet Haven, started as sketching. Now now she's got her own business, got it on Etsy. Really cool stuff, and I would just want to encourage any of y'all that are watching this, maybe you're artists and things like that, man, just put yourself out there. It's okay. It's okay. That's the way you get discovered. Put yourself out there, do some cool stuff, make it happen, and you know what? Never despite small beginnings. Never despite those small little things, because those can add up and those can get to bigger things. So y'all just do it. I mean, Bittersweet Haven's doing it, so y'all check her stuff out, and hopefully I can see some of your stuff later. And that is a wrap from Yamacon. We saw all sorts of stuff. We did all sorts of stuff. We met all sorts of cosplayers, bought stuff, got autographs, went to panels, did all that. Y'all came with me. I want to thank every single one of y'all that came with me. And if you want to come to this, again, they do it every year, Pigeon Forge. Really great put on. And one group that I will have to give kudos to is the volunteer staff that's here. They did an amazing job. They did awesome at their job, and they did awesome work here, and they were all friendly the whole time. So give them a shout out and kudos too as well. But I'm going to end this video maybe just on a little montage of them just waving at y'all. But man, it was great. I can't wait for the next convention. So in the meantime, y'all remember to stay young, have fun, and be awesome. Bye-bye now.